Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to cover about the method references. Method reference is one of the Java feature. In the previous video, we discussed about the functional interface and Lambda expression. If you are watching this video first time, can you please watch the previous two videos? So then it will be easy to understand the method references. Okay. If you are watching my videos first time, please subscribe. Here, so method references. Method reference are a shortened notation of the lambda expression. Okay, method reference is nothing but an extension model to write the lambda expression. In the previous video, we discussed about the lambda expression and where we are going to use that one. So method reference is an extend form of the lambda expression. Okay, whatever we are able to do by using the lambda expression, we can able to do the same thing with the help of the method reference also, but in a shorter way. Okay, we'll see that one in the practically. So the next point, they are primarily used in the functional programming in Java Stream API. So we know, right? So why functional interface is introduced in the Java? So to achieve the functional programming in the Java. Okay, then open the now I'm going to create one interface now. So what we are discussing in this video, we are going to discuss the method references, right? So then create one interface. First we'll see the functional interface first, then after we will implement the method reference. New, then interface. So I have created one interface. Now I'm going to annotate this one as a at the rate functional in functional interface. And so what is the use of this one? So the mentioning of the at the rate functional interface is optional, but if you mention this one, it will give an indication the interface should be contain only one abstract method. Okay, it will give the just indication to us. Okay, then here I'm going to write sum. Okay, I'm just taking the one simple method sum int a int b. Then after we are going to create one class for implementing this method with the help of the functional interface. So this is the my class. Then I'm going to provide the implementation for this interface without help of the class by using the functional interface. Okay, then here this is the interface, right? Interface method reference equal to, so what are the parameters we supposed to pass? We have two parameters, a comma b, then arrow symbol, open and close braces. At the end we have to put the semicolon, and we can give the return type also, then it will be easy to understand. Okay, this is the return type int. Okay, here we are going to return a plus b. Okay, fine, a plus b. Now I'm going to call this implementation. How we are going to call this implementation? we are going to call this implementation method reference dot sum. We have to pass the parameters. What is the return type of this one? Int. See, the sum is 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is the way we are implementing the abstract method with the help of the lambda expression. What is the use of this one? We are not going to create any class, and we are not going to, we are not going to create a separate class to provide the implementation for this one. So this is the with the help of the lambda expression, we provide the implementation. So this is a situation we implemented, right? Now I need to implement, I need to use the same logic in some way. Okay, this is a situation, this is a one case. I need to use the same logic in another case also. That time what we are going to do it, that time you are going to implement the method functional interface again. Okay, and you are going to call this one again, like dot sum. Here 5, I'm going to pass 8. So I'm going to print this sum too. Then it is print. Let me run this program. We can see. So first sum is 3 and second sum is 3. So here if you observe, so here we have the common logic, and here also we have the common logic. What is the common logic? Adding of the two numbers. Same thing, right? Okay. For to avoid this situation, what we are going to do, we are going to create one separate method and include that common logic, and we can call wherever it is required, right? So now we are going, that is the way we are going to do it. So now we are going to create one more method, public method, make it as a sum. What type of method it is? It is a instance method, right? It is a instance method. I'm going to, it is going to return the, so this is the drawback, right? So we are writing the same logic in two times, but it is not searchable. If you have the any common logic, we are going to create the separate method and use the logic in wherever you want. So that's why I created one method and I mentioned the common logic here. Once you mention the common logic here, then you have to call this one here. How we are going to call this one? This is the type of method, instance method. If you want to call the instance method, what we have to do? We have to create the instance. Okay, we have to create the instance first. This is the object. Okay, I created the instance. Then by using this object dot sum, sorry, object dot a comma b. Similarly, here also we are going to call the same method. Now what we did, we separated the common logic and we call that logic in the method wherever it is required. Okay, now this is the way we are writing functional interface, and it is keeping some effort to write this logic. Okay, but by using method reference, we can achieve the same functionality without writing this much of logic. We can achieve this one simply. Okay, then first we'll understand. So we provided the implementation. Once you provided the implementation, what it will do? So this it will create the instance interface. Okay, instance is created. Then what we have to do, we need to call this method. Once you call this method, it will pass arguments to here, and then it will execute this logic and give the return input output of this method. Okay, now coming to the method references, how can we achieve this same functionality with method reference with logo? Okay, then coming to the method reference. So method reference, coming to the method reference, we have totally four types. In this video, we are going to cover three videos. Okay, three types. So first type is reference to instance method. So in this video, we created a method of the instance method. Okay, so we created the instance method. Then we can achieve first this one. How we are going to write this one? Okay, now I'm going to remove this code. This is not required. Okay, same thing, whatever we implemented here, we are going to achieve by using the method reference of instance type. Okay, then here call this method. This is the reference. Then after, what is the object? This is the object. Then after object, we are going to keep these two symbols. Then call the method. What is the method? Sum method. That's it. One. Then we can pass the variables. Okay, we can pass the same variables. 1 2 1 2. What is the return type? Sum 2. I will try to print this one. Sum 2. Now run the program once again. Java application. See the output is 331. So that means whatever we are able to achieve by using the functional interface, same thing we can able to achieve by using the method reference also. But the way of writing is different. But whatever we can able to achieve, same thing we are able to achieve, right? Yes, same thing we are able to achieve, but in a the code wise it is a shorter thing. Okay, so that's why we are calling method reference are the extension of the lambda expression. Okay, okay, so then where we are going to use this one? Most probably this functional interface and the method reference we are going to use in the stream APIs only. In real time you will get the less chance to use this one. Okay, frankly I didn't get any chance to use this method reference or functional interface in my real-time program. So mostly you will use this functional and method reference in the stream APIs while you're performing the operations on the list. In the previous video, in the later, you will understand where exactly we are going to use while we are discussing about the streams. Okay, this is the one type we discussed. The next type is what is the next type? Next type is the static method references. Static method references means, now this method is the instance method. Then I'm going to make this method as a static method. Once you make the method as a static method, how we are going to call the static methods? We are going to call the static method with class name, right? If it is instance method, we are going to use the object. If it is the static method, we are going to use the class name. So only that is the difference. Here I am going to use the class name. Here I use the object name. Here I am going to use the class name. Let me run this one. We'll see the output. If you get the same output, it is working as expected, right? So then what it is doing? Okay, whatever you implemented here, same thing the compiler will take care of by seeing this one. Okay, you are implementing the method references, right? Okay, you can pass this variable. I will pass the variable to here. We are not mentioning the variable here anywhere, but the compiler knows about it, method references. Once you call the method, you are going to pass the parameter, and the method, this is the method reference we implemented. The compiler will take care of everything. Okay, so how internally it is working? Once you implement the method references, here we are not actually, if you want to create the instance of the interface, definitely you need to create the class. But in our case, we are not going to create the class. What we are doing, we are simply using the method references. Once you use the method reference, the compiler will automatically create the instance for this method reference, and once you call this interface method, it will pass these parameters to this method. Okay, the compiler will automatically take care of everything. Okay, now this one is also completed. Then what we have to do, let me copy this code and paste here so that it will be useful in the future for you. I will share this document in my link. Sorry, here I need to paste this. So this is the syntax. This is the syntax for that. Then coming to the static, then this is going to be static. Static means class name and static method name. Right, class name and this one. Then we are going to discuss about the reference